We are all looking at our budgets very carefully and figuring out how to pay things. But I think it's also very true that almost every person in this community who owns property is very concerned about their property values and wants to see them go up. And that's the part of this project. That's a big piece of why we're doing this. We are making a statement that we believe in Lake Worth, we are investing in Lake Worth, we are doing something that has some value to it, has some things, and that value may not be easy to measure, but that's what the eye on the wall is.
Well, again, that's all a process of opinion, and I'm not so concerned about the opinion side of this as I am about the costs of things. And I think that that's what we need to keep our eye on the prize in regards to what is the cost of things going to be, and can we afford to do them? And I don't want things coming back again later in time. I don't want to be blindsided by costs. I mean, total costs. That's what this is about. And quite honestly, I think we're going way off topic here. We have some public comment cards, and I'd like to move on to the next item on the agenda. There was no motion requested for this item, Commissioner Maxwell.
Yeah, but if we don't address this, Madam Mayor, I think I can't, with good conscience, even consider addressing the next issue.
We already addressed the fact that there is going to be no changes in costs to the citizens of the city of Lake Worth. It's how regards to financing, correct? Is that what?
And that we're going to discuss that.
But that impacts
Calmly.
the potential leasing aspect of it.
I understand in reference to the leasing on, this project is, this project on a whole has so many components, and we're all very, very well aware of it. The beach project and its construction dates and its timelines, we're trying to move pieces forward in directions while other pieces are happening. It's like a moving target, okay? We were looking at the business model, Ms. Margulies? Yes. The business model in reference to the rents, because we're getting into the casino leases next, okay? The rents being sufficient to withstand, to cover the construction debt. Now, what you're saying is the leases need to be covering the utility infrastructure rates, repairs?
I'm suggesting, Madam Mayor, that we made several promises to the community. We said we were going to rehabilitate the building, we didn't rehabilitate it. We were going to save John G's, we didn't do that. We were going to preserve the local tenants, keep the local tenants, doesn't look like we're going to do that. The building would be green, that's questionable. The city would charge market rents, we're going to find that out a little bit later. And the big one is, it would pay for itself. So yes, I think the tenants, or we, I guess what I'm suggesting is one way or the other, that entity, that 19 acres, has got to pay for every nickel that went into the redevelopment of that beachfront. And that those costs not be borne by the utility department or passed off on in this fund. And that's really where I'm going with this. And it's really very simple. We got $2.5 million or 1.8, whatever the number is. You roll it to the 6 million, now you got 7.8. You get your bank loan, and you know what your debt service is, and you pay for it out of the proceeds from the 19 acres.
But why borrow money at a cost when we can borrow within and repay the fund?
Why take capital monies and dedicate those to this project at the expense of other projects that can be done in this city?
That would be, if I might,
Commissioner Mulvihill had that comment.
I mean, I don't know how long we have to beat this horse. I mean, we've been talking about it, and honestly, you've resisted this project many times. So it's just another level of your resistance to the project, as I see it. So I think we need to move on, get to the leases. We've got, this is the third time we've had all the leaseors here. We owe it to our community to sign these leases and move on.
No, we owe it to the community to keep our
Commissioner
commitments.
Maxwell, I am not finished.
Well, I am.
So
I'm
don't-
finished.
I'm
Here's
going to
the
move the
story.
previous question, please.
I'm not finished.
Well, I am. I moved the previous question.
yes.
We're ending this conversation right now. We're getting absolutely nowhere.
Thank you.
Public comment, Peggy Fisher, followed by Suzanne Ona. Or Susan Ona.
Peggy Fisher, 508 North A Street. Yes, we've gone round and round in this. I have never heard any discussion about infrastructure prior to the last meeting. I've never heard Commissioner Mulvihill talk about infrastructure before this. if we need infrastructure improvements in the city, it's for the residents of the city. It's to serve my home, their home, your home. It's not to serve the beach. That's an additional thing. And if the county is willing to let us use part of the $5 million to cover the infrastructure,